My husband told me he was ready to finally live as the man he was meant to be. So I packed his bags before he could even finish the sentence. Evan has always been the soft-hearted one. Sensitive, artistic, the kind who cried at commercials and sketched strangers at cafes. For 15 years, he worked a soul-killing tech job so I could build my own career. I handled bills, plans, stability. He handled feelings. But last Thursday, he walked through the front door glowing like he'd swallowed a spotlight. He said he'd found his true purpose, a calling so powerful it made his whole life make sense. He was quitting his job immediately. I didn't ask for details. I didn't want to know. I just walked to the closet, grabbed a suitcase, and started shoving his shirts inside. He watched me quietly. "This is exactly what they said you'd do," he murmured. "They told me you'd panic." They? Oh, that word nearly broke me. The next morning, he sat the kids down and told them about the Elevation House, a group that helps people become their highest selves. Our daughter thought it sounded like a superhero club. Our son hugged him, thrilled to see Dad excited for once. I felt sick. That night, I drove to the community center where his meetings were held and barged in. A circle of strangers looked up at me like I was a wild animal. The leader, a soft-voiced man with silver hair, asked why I thought they were dangerous. I opened my mouth. But how do you explain a fear you can't name without sounding unhinged? Evan refused to leave with me. "Tell them, Harper," he said softly. "Tell everyone why you're terrified." I couldn't, I just ran. The next day, I called the school and warned the counselor not to let Evan pick up the kids alone. She asked for specifics. I had none. My voice cracked. I heard myself sounding unstable. By noon, Evan's best friend called, furious, accusing me of crushing Evan's happiness like I always did. I almost snapped that he didn't understand what Evan planned to do, but the words wouldn't come out. When Evan's parents came over, he looked peaceful, radiant, like he'd finally become the version of himself he always wanted to be. Meanwhile, I looked like I needed to be sedated. They kept demanding explanations. "Can't or won't," his father pressed. "Both," I whispered. During marriage counseling, the therapist said I had control issues, that Evan deserved freedom, that I shouldn't stand in the way of his authentic self. I laughed bitterly. If she only knew. Then came the intervention. Everyone, his parents, his friends, even our therapist, sat in a living room circle, ready to prove I was the villain. "Let him speak," they insisted. Fine. Evan sat forward, calm, almost serene. He explained that he'd never felt whole in his body, that a surgeon overseas understood him, that he'd already paid part of the cost. "I'm having my left hand removed first," he said, "then my right foot. I need to reshape my body to match who I truly am." The room froze. He showed emails, diagrams, payment receipts. Everyone stared at me like I had engineered the madness. Later that night, Evan's mother begged me to explain. So I did. I showed her a picture of my older brother, before the industrial accident that crushed his hand and severed his foot. The exact limbs Evan wanted gone. They had an affair 10 months into our marriage. I forgave it because I was stupid, because I thought it was over. But after my brother's accident, Evan became obsessed, visiting him constantly, studying him, admiring him.